While researching a topic, a student has taken the following note. The calendar used by most of the world, the Gregorian calendar, has 365 days. So I'm gonna underline the Gregorian calendar. Because 365 days can't be divided by 7 or evenly by 7, the number of days in a week, calendar dates fall on a different day of the week each year. So this is stating the problem with Gregorian calendar. The Henry Permanent Calendar, developed as an alternative to the Gregorian calendar, has 364 days. So we have alternative calendar. So far we have Gregorian calendar, and now to address the problem with the Gregorian calendar, we have a new one called Henry Permanent Calendar. Developed as an alternative to the Gregorian calendar, additional alternative, it has 364 days. Because 364 days can be divided evenly by 7, calendar days fall on the same day of the week each year, which supports more predictable scheduling. So the one benefit of this calendar is that calendar days fall on the same day, and most importantly, it has a more predictable scheduling, or it supports predictable scheduling. So this is like an advantage or benefit over Gregorian. Of course, when you take this test, you just have to make this mental note. I'm just showing for people to how I break it down in my mind. But yeah, you don't want to annotate everything on the real test because you gotta save time. But this is like what goes in my mind right now. Now, the important thing is that we have to read a question and see what they want. The student wants to explain an advantage. You know, after I read this, I told you that this highlight is advantage and benefit, and it match. Advantage of the Henry calendar. If they ever talk about the Gregorian calendar, forget it. Choice A, Gregorian calendar has 365 days, which is one day longer. Cool description, but that's not answering the question. Okay, so A is out. And B, adopting a Henry Permanent Calendar would help solve a problem with the Gregorian calendar. It's true. Both A and B are true statement. There's nothing wrong with them. But we are not answering the advantage of the Henry calendar. It's just that it merely states that it solved a problem with the Gregorian calendar. But what's the specific advantage? So no specific advantage mentioned other than it just helps solve. So we want to eliminate choice B for not being specific about the advantage. Choice C, more designed so calendar. Designed so calendar dates would occur on the same day of the week each year. Okay, so it matches. You see them? What I highlighted above? It's on the same day of the week each year. Okay, same day of the week each year. So I'll highlight the same part. Henry calendar supports more predictable scheduling, and that's what we underlined earlier too. More predictable scheduling than does Gregorian calendar, and that does describe its advantage or the benefit over the Gregorian calendar. Choice D, Henry Permanent Calendar was developed as an alternative to the Gregorian calendar. That's true if you look at the second bullet point here. If you have like 3 bullet points, that's true. Well, actually, there are 4 bullet points. It's true that it's alternative, but again, it fails to mention the advantage of the Henry calendar over the Gregorian calendar. So the correct answer should be C.